Charlene, you're first. How are you? Hi, Deborah. How you doing? Hello, hello. Let me throw some oil on my nails. It's early, just making sure we got the bugs worked out of our technology here. Whoa, there you are. Teresa. Hi, Brandy. Hi. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Aaron. How you doing? Maria, hello. Hi, Keith. How you doing? Hi, Sharon. Hi, Sharon. We got two Sharons, one right after each other. Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. All right, good deal. Good deal. Hi, PJ. Hi, Sonny. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Miss Aaron. What y'all doing? Lord, we busy. We've been busy all day, all week. Oh, what am I talking about? We're never not busy. I wouldn't know what to do with myself. Hi, Peggy. How are you? Hi, Valerie. How you doing, girl? Valerie, your class is 50% full already. Yay! Yay, yay. Hi, Vicky. How are you? Hi, Trish. What you doing, girl? Hi, Kathleen. How you doing tonight? Have y'all had a good day? Yep. I know, Valerie. You're doing taxes, Trish? Lord, that's what I got Keith for. Look, y'all, I'm on some new med for my tummy. I never have dreams, but child, let me tell you. Look, I'm down here in the comments. I can't quite see. There you go. If I have a dream, I'm not going to say never, but if I have a dream, it's like a significant kind of thing for me because I just don't dream. This past week, honey, let me tell you, my daddy was in this house 2 or 3 nights ago. If my mom was watching, honey, she gave me some artwork when he passed away. And Valerie, I actually showed it to you. I sent you a picture. It was that big peabuckly moss that I was hanging. So I hung it down here on the terrace level with some other stuff that she had given me. And honey, my daddy was in here 2 nights ago and he took that down and carried it upstairs. He said, it didn't need to be down here. I need to move that. So I told Keith today, we're going to have to find a spot to move that upstairs because, you know. And then last night was a wild dream too. I dreamed that Keith decided he was going to go deliver pizza. And that he wasn't working with me anymore. And here we're sitting on tax season and I was panicking, Valerie. I'm like, but who's going to do my taxes? Oh my gosh. So anyway, yeah, sometimes we have weeks like that, don't we? Yeah. And taxes are one of those things that, Lord have mercy, it just can take forever if you don't stay on top of it. How you doing, Rhonda? Hi, Cynthia. How are you? Look. We got new goodies tonight. Oh, it's been a while since we've had new goodies. I'm trying to wait till 7 before I start showing anything because 7's our regular time. We have some really pretty, we have such a sweet release for our Crown and Conservatory new website. I hope y'all hang with me and let me show you this. And then I want to demo these new jelly cat eyes. We have 2 sets of jelly cat eye. And if you've not seen a jelly cat eye in person, the pictures don't do them justice because it's hard to capture the cat eye and the jelly unless you're wearing it, okay? And look, y'all, we got to do my nails. Child, we 3 weeks almost in on my nails. We do my nails, maybe we do them Wednesday. How's that? Hi, Peridot, how you doing? I'm glad you're here. Hi, Sheila, how are you? Let me show you something I got in the mail this week. Is Heidi here? Hi, Megan. Is Heidi Sipple watching? Let's see if she pops on. Heidi, are you here? Y'all not going to believe. I opened a package yesterday that was from her. I went over to headquarters and Keith says, you got something from Heidi. So I opened her up. She had the sweetest note in here. She said, Miss Tracy, when you announced that you were retiring Beetlebox and it was moving to Nail Art Toolbox, she said, I had to make you something. Heidi does junk journals, and she had commented one night on our live that she made those. And I was like, junk journal, girl, I'd love to see that, because you know I'm a scrapbooker and all things paper. And so here in the mail comes this beautiful package, and her note, essentially, she wrote such sweet and kind things to me, Heidi. So thank you for that, first of all. But second of all, she said when she heard I was retiring Beetlebox, she made me a junk journal from one of our Beetle boxes, the outer box. Can you believe that? Look here. I mean, I cannot imagine the time and money she has spent on here. Look here on the back. She's even got one of the wrappers from our fantasy pirate ship labels. Girl, the whole thing inside is vintage lace and ladybugs. Look, it opens like a book. Look here. It's got all kinds of little pieces in here. Things I can write notes on. Things I could put like my favorite scripture on. I could write Keith a love note, honey, and give him. Every single page has a pocket and is loaded up. If you've ever done anything like this, you know how much time it takes. Look here. Look here. Note cards. It is the sweetest thing I've ever seen in my life. It just made me cry. I couldn't help it. I just bawled like a baby, and I'm still choked up over it. Thank you, Heidi. I really appreciate it. Anyway, there's just all kinds of goodies. Look, even more little things that I can... Look, I might send one of y'all a note on these, right? Grace Dale says she wants at least one Beetle box. Beetle box is gone. It's now the nail art toolbox, Grace. But look, I have to turn a few over. I could sit here and let you look through this all day long, but over in the back of here, she mounted the invitation to our trade show that we had last year. Isn't that sweet and special? Right across from it, she took part of the envelope, and she's done me a little book with a magnet snap on it here. Look. I just can't believe it. I cannot believe that she put all this time into this for me. But even better, I got to show you something else. Over in the back of here, she has our original. This is such a memento. She has the original Beetlebox announcement card right there. And she took some of the Beetlebox labels. Like here was the Christmas in July one, and she's mounted that. Girl, quit. It is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. Thank you, Heidi. I'll treasure this forever. I don't even want to use it. It's so beautiful. Would you? It's just amazing. It's amazing. It's just all kinds. She's got some hymns in the back of here. It's just very, very, it's very special to me. And the last page I love. It says, dream big, start small, and enjoy the little things. Isn't that special? It's so much work, Sally. I cannot imagine how long it has taken her to do this. It's so much work. So thank you, Heidi. It's very, very sweet and very special. Let me tie this back so I don't get anything on it, and I'm going to put her out of the way. Yeah, I know it's going to have to go. Look, y'all have given me so much ladybug stuff. I've started a little, well, the whole top of my shelves at work, I call it, what do we call it? Oh, the Ladybug Hall of Fame. I think she's going to have to go in the Ladybug Hall of Fame. And then one of you all sent me the beautiful, just a beautiful Swarovski ladybug last week. I posted a picture of that. That was very, very sweet. If you're watching, I didn't say who you were because I didn't know if you wanted me to or not, but thank you for that. That was really, really sweet. How y'all doing tonight? Are you good? Let me get to my notes here and just make sure our Oklahoma class is 50% sold out already. That is in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. But, you know, before we get started, I do want to share something kind of that's kind of sort of been on my heart today, and today has been one of those days that my brain has been completely clouded with the release that's happening with the new website. There are parts of the website still not quite loaded in yet, and we're still trying to navigate with our app developers. The app still looks like Christmas, honey. And now all of that kind of snowballs into the effect that tomorrow's Monday, and we got a lot going on at headquarters. Like, that's going to roll over into this next week. Is anybody there with me this week? Do you have weeks like that? Thumbs up. Yeah, I just want to say that there are 1,000 moving parts behind the scenes to drop a release like we've dropped this weekend or today. Excuse me. And sometimes that can feel overwhelming, to say the least. But here's the things that I have learned over the years in the industry is artists who build lasting careers aren't the ones that look like they have it all together 100% of the time. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? There are days you're going to feel like you just want to quit and walk away. Everybody's going to have that. If you're an entrepreneur or a business owner, you're going to have that at some point in your career, honey. What you got to remember is today, not today, girl. I might feel like it, but today is not the day. And that's because we have things that stack and compound on top of each other, like our release, or like filming a class, or like working behind the chair, if that's what your path is. The ones that keep moving on messy days, guess what? That's the ones that are building a rock hard foundation. Do you hear me? You feel disorganized all the time, Sally? Child, let me tell you, sometimes we have a lot of irons in the fire. Some of us are nail techs behind the chair, but we're also school teachers. We're also moms. We're also grandmas. I'm at that season in my life where I got 5 grandsons from 2 years old to 13 years old. And the 13-year-old need is different than the 2-year-old need is, So I have to schedule myself for all of that. And to be a wife to Keith, and to be a good teacher, and to be a good steward, and to be all the things that I got to be. So if you're building your nail career and some days feel real chaotic and like disorganized or uncertain, guess what? That's totally normal. That is completely normal. Growth in this industry sometimes looks rough. It looks unorganized or disorganized, Sally. It looks messy. It looks like practice. Let's see, what else does it look like? Mistakes, learning. But you know what the most important thing is? If you show up over and over and over again, all you got to do is show up, all right? All you got to do is keep putting one foot in front of the other. I'm seeing a bunch of hearts. Megan gave us a heart. Leanne gave me a heart. Priscilla gave me a heart. Priscilla, I was thinking about you today. I miss you. I miss you this week. I miss Priscilla's spirit that she sewed into all of the students when I was there. To tell you she has the gift of encouragement is an understatement. She is I'm like a sponge when I listen to her speak to me. She's like water, and I'm like the sponge soaking it up. So if that's you, if that hits home with you, stay consistent, all right? Stay the course. We talked about fine-tuning Wednesday night, honey. And let me tell you, sometimes when you sow into other people, things happen back to you that makes you think, I'm just not going to do that anymore. But get that thinking out of your mind. Wednesday night I was running late and I had to go live from my headquarters. Y'all remember? I wasn't here Wednesday night. And Keith and I live about, there's airway but Sunday that you can come to our house. The shortest way to our house from headquarters is this way, honey. And it's all on little 2-lane back roads with no place to pull off or anything. And for some reason, when we left Wednesday night, we decided not to come that way. We would go come the straighter way around because it was so dark Wednesday night, don't you know? And the longer way around takes us about 35 minutes to get here. About 15 minutes into our journey home, our tire on our van, which are not supposed to go flat, y'all have heard me talk about this before, started flopping and actually blew out the side of the tire. Not where the tread is at, on the side of the tire. If this is the tire this way, it was on the sidewall. It completely shredded the tire. So here we are in the middle of nowhere. We were on a semi back road, then we got pulled off in a grassy area. Tire completely blown out and shredded. So pitch black dark, 2 dogs with us. We had to call a tow truck because our vehicle doesn't have a spare tire. It's never supposed to need a spare tire. We're supposed to be able to drive like 45 miles if you have a flat. We were 1 mile from a gas station and couldn't get to there. This second time it's happened too. And when it happens, it blows out the sensors in the tires. So now we have no cruise control. We have no, not that that's needed. I mean, I know those things are luxury, but now part of the electronic system is out on the dashboard. That's going to be like another $400 to get it fixed. We had to call a tow truck. Tow truck came and got us. Then we had to call my son-in-law, who's about 20 minutes away. He came load us up, took car seats out so we could get home. Child, we finally made it home. But it's the second time it's happened. And how ironic it would. One time it happened Thanksgiving, 2 years ago on Thanksgiving, and now it's happened again. So we could look at that and say, I'm just fed up with this, but you know what? That's life. Everybody has a flat tire. Everybody has a flat tire, right? And it's nothing you can do but deal with it and move on, honey. And if it keeps happening, guess what? That Toyota Sienna van is going to move her way onto somebody else. Because now that we've gotten it out of the garage and we're having all this, they kept it 2 days and we're having this problem with the panel on the dashboard. That's probably related to the sensors that are in each wheel. Now that's got to go back and be replaced. Yeah, okay. So enough about that. Let's talk about some stuff here. Let's talk about some nail art. Y'all want to see some new stuff? Hi, Karen. How many of you have jumped on the bandwagon? And some of y'all have jumped on the bandwagon, ordered already. I'm going to turn you around here. I got a new camera set up tonight. Hold on. Let's look at this angle of my camera. Lord, you better sit still there now. You're so excited, Sally? Well, where do I start? How about I go through everything and then I want to demo these cat eye gels. Can I do that? Does that sound good? First up, we have brand new. We have been carrying the Russian watercolor palette. If you have our Russian watercolor palette, she's not only pricey, but she doesn't travel through warm weather very well. She's what we call a semi-moist watercolor palette, and they're all wrapped in these little papers, and the paper one sticks to the top of them. It does not affect her use at all, but when people get that, they don't want to remove that paper from there, and I get it. So we had a mega watercolor set made that are semi-moist watercolors. You can see that by the shininess of them. Watercolors typically look imperfect because they shrink when they dry. So you can have cracking, you can have some pulling away around the edge. That's totally normal. We cannot control how the water evaporates from these as they dry. But look at these, how pretty. This is the Mega watercolor pan. It has 48 colors in it, and she $49, honey. Look, 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 look. And semi-moist colors are, oops, I touched that one, are actually higher pigmentation. The pigments are more concentrated in these than the dry ones that are cakey and waxy, all right? Now look, we have all of this in one mega bundle tonight with a coupon code. If anybody's interested, I always get messages after we do a release. Miss Tracy, could you put all that together so we don't have to put that in our cart? We did, but let me go through the individual items first, and then we'll give you the link above for all of it together, and we have a 20% coupon code if you're going to do the big mega bundle with all of the release in it, okay? Otherwise, this is a really good deal for your solid watercolor set. So easy to use too. Speaking of watercolor, we had 9 mini metallic watercolor palettes made. And we had this made with specifications that we wanted our metallic watercolors hyperpigmented. so they're nice and creamy and shiny. Look how pretty that is. We have 9 of these. Let me give you this one's color name. Look, I got a new camera set up. I'm trying to find where to be here. Don't you love this angle? I love it. I love it. This one is called, Keith, this is Rosewood Garden. Rosewood Garden. She's $19.95. Now look, if you're new to watercolors, especially metallic watercolors, you need to drop your watercolor solution in the top of there and let this activate. By activate, I mean it needs to sit on there a couple of minutes before you start moving that around, because these are pressed down real tight with a heavy weight before they're shipped. So, excuse me, sometimes it can take a hot minute for that to activate and loosen those pigments just a little bit in there for you. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the color shift on her too. Very pretty, and these are very budget friendly. If you're new to watercolors and you don't know quite, how you want to use them or what to do with them, these are great to start with. It has my instructions on the back of there for you. So that is Rosewood Garden. I'm gonna get Brooke to make me a little label on the back of mine and put the names on there for me, so I keep them straight. Come on now. Next up, our theme for our release is Crown and Conservatory. Can y'all see that? Maybe I should open it. This is called Courtly Glow. Courtly Glow. And this is a set of white, but not white. Look at the halo to these. Oh, goodness.
What is that?
Courtly Glow. So we have a yellow, sagey, icy green, a blue. I have it linked, babe. Courtly Glow. And then these other ones that look white, you can see by me turning that palette, the color shift they have. There's a teal. This looks like a purple, icy lavender, maybe a rose gold, another shade of blue, and like a highly metallic gold into that one. And these are really good size pans as well. Next up, we have So Culture. Oh, I'm sorry, So Couture. So Couture. This is Hillary. She named all these, honey. She chose the theme for our website drop and our product drop. So, like sewing, S-E-W, Couture. Look at her colors. These are really good to color in your stamping with. She has a black pearl, a bronze, a lavender, a mauve, a fuchsia, a bright yellow, kind of like a rose red, a blue, and a teal. Heidi, we were talking about you. I got something in the mail from you yesterday. Girl, I just cannot believe you did that. And I showed it to everybody that was here. I just send you a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart. That is so special. I am going to treasure that forever. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And everybody agrees I can't use it. It has to go in the Ladybug Hall of Fame. So Couture. Next up, we have another white. This is called Brides in White. Brides in White. And these whites are different than the other one. You missed seeing, I'll share it. Let me get through our release. Maybe I'll show it again at the end. How's that? Can you hang with me, Rhonda? Okay. Look, bride's in white. Look at that, how pretty. Now this one doesn't have any tint to it. This is just like a pearl white. If you don't like mixing, last week I showed how to make your own watercolor with our painting potion and our chrome powders. If you don't like doing that, if you're scared that you need a more consistent product and you're scared to mix it yourself, these are perfect. These are absolutely perfect. Who's watching that's joining me in Oklahoma? Girl, we're going to have a good class. I already feel it. I already feel it. Down deep in my bones. I know Regina's coming. Kim's coming. Sunny, one of my favorite people. All right, let me tell you the name of this one. This is called Painted Greenhouse. Painted Greenhouse. Look, one of the things that we're doing in Oklahoma is teaching how to set up your own decal business. Girl, look at this painted garden. That color shift is insane on these, especially this. This looks green from here. When you turn it this way, she goes purple. Mindy's working on it. Trisha, come on, boo. I like this one because it has one little white one in there for you to try. Got three more. Let me finish showing you these and then we'll move on to something else. Now we have coming, not quite ready just yet, but I showed you the Mega Watercolor Palette. If you're an educator and you buy your student kits from us, as long as you buy at least 10 student kits, exactly the same. It doesn't matter if you're one of my educators or somebody else's educators. Since we have been in business, we have always offered 40% off to any educator that needs student kits. That you just have to order 10 kits exactly the same. Guess what we got coming with this? We got a little mini. We got a little baby. I think she has 8 of these in a little tiny kit for you to put in your student kits for them to have a watercolor palette to work with. Yes, we do, honey. Not here yet, though. All right, this one is called the Princess Palette. Lord. Going to print this week, by the way, is the top of our 13 Days of Halloween box. I can't even believe that. Girl, I can't even believe it. Hillary wouldn't let me share it with y'all just yet. She said she was doing some final tweaking. Maybe if she has it tweaked tomorrow, I can show you what our box is going to look like. Look at this, how beautiful. Of all 9 of these, this one's my favorite. We are predicting she'll be hot on the press, the Princess Palette. That looks good with what I have on. And here is another bright. This one is called Bejeweled. This has some beautiful bright colors in here, and several of these are color shifting also. You can see when I twist that palette. If you could only do one of these, I would do this one. Leanne, you love this. This would be pretty with the alcohol ink that you do. Bejeweled. And one more. We got one more. And we did one that's got all neutrals in it. Blacks, coppers, golds, gray, bronze, burgundy. This one is called Ornamental Opulence. Ornamental Opulence. Isn't this pretty? I know, every one of them. They're so budget friendly. Like if you could do two, I would do one of the brights and one of the white palettes. If you could do two of them. I know that depends greatly on your budgets. That is Ornamental Opulence. All right, that's all of the watercolor that we have. We have some hybrid chrome powders. These are Moon Dust chromes. They are not quite, they're not omnichrome. They're not chrome flakes, but they're not glitter either. There is no glitter in them. They are Moon Dust. Look, this is, it's called Marry Me Under the Moonlight, Keith. It's a 4-piece set. Marry Me Under the Moonlight. They're all white. Y'all know we talk about the color of the year. And so we tried to follow the color of the year on several things that we did. And this is one of them. They're all white, but they each have a different halo. Can you see? This has a pink halo. You'll be able to see when I take the lid off. Girl, you better quit it now. Honey, you can use it like a chrome, but it has that moon dust galaxy effect to it. Because they're cosmetic grade, you can use it on your eyes. You can stamp with a sticky stamping polish or a gel stamping polish, and it'll stick to it. Girl, they're flying away. They're flying away. So this one is pink. Then we have a blue one here. This one's called Something Borrowed. Then the set also comes with Heirloom Veil. This one is kind of like a tealish halo. And then Blushing Bride is the pink purple. Yeah, don't sneeze on these. Look here. These are very, very pretty on the nail. Very pretty. Also in our white theme is our white liquescence, but each one has a halo to it. These are our Oyster Pearls liquescence 3-piece set. Oyster Pearls. Basically, there is a red, a blue, and a violet. The red one is called Oyster Carmine, Oyster Blue, and Oyster Purple. So red, blue, and purple, and they reflect that. These are so, so pretty. I was doing a little airbrushing today. I don't know if you know, but all of your liquescence can go in your airbrush machine, and it doesn't have to be thin down like typical airbrush paint would. Let's open her. This one is the Carmine. Oh, honey. Look at her color shift. Oh, child. What do you use liquescence for? It's like an acrylic paint that's got a flex to it so it doesn't crack and come off. It is air dry, but I use it in my airbrush machine. I use it for fine detail. Y'all saw me the night I painted that peacock feather with it. It was absolutely beautiful. If you need really teeny tiny fine lines that gel can't provide for you, you would use this. I use it with my gel as well. Girl. And it has a quick drying agent in it, Sally, so it dries very, very fast. By the time you do one nail and you get to the second nail, you're going to put this on, the first one's already dry. Just be sure you seal it with your metallic glaze. And then the violet, is it violet or purple? Purple. I don't know why I keep saying violet. Girl, get yourself open. Look how true to color these are with the photo. These are very, very pretty. Beautiful for line work. You can do scroll work with these. You can do plaid. Anything that you would paint in gel, you can paint with this. They're very pretty, very pretty. I have been commissioned to paint a denim jacket. Have I painted a denim jacket before? No, I have not. I actually started it one day this past week, and I worked on it some more today. I did some rhinestone bling, and I have airbrushed a little bit of liquescence on the jean jacket before. The request is pink flowers. That's all she told me. So I am going to see, these would be perfect for Easter, Leanne. I'm already seeing that, girl, I don't know if I'm going to be able to give up this jean jacket. I might have to start a second one because it's going to be immaculate. And I've used liquescence paints for it. I've used all my liquescence. And that's right above. All three pieces, $32. Is Elizabeth watching? Elizabeth Conley. She asked me about these a few weeks ago. When I tell you we have flowers running out our ears at headquarters, we have thousands of flowers in backstock at headquarters. If I put together 2 8-foot tables long, that still would not be enough room to sort all of our flowers. I'm talking handmade flowers. So we need to get on that and get those packaged so that you guys can have those. But in the meantime, we had some of these a few weeks ago, and Elizabeth asked me about these. And I said, let me see what we can do about getting us a bigger set. And look, there are 3 sizes of roses in here. One is, girl, I can't even hardly hold it. She's so little. She's so little. There is a tiny rosebud, and then I say that's baby bear, and then we have mama bear, which would be here, this size. She looked like this. And then we have papa bear, which would be this size, but still small enough for nails. These are very, very, very pretty. We didn't know if we were even going to get these. They were in our boxes that were lost, honey. And they have now been found. Some of these are variegated. This is what we know as variegated because it has 2 different colors on there. And there's some little gemstones in here. There's some little bows. It's the Queen's Petite Florals. There's some pearls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 24 different grids, and they just packed completely full. Let me help Keith put that link up real quick. I'll leave this open so y'all can take a peek at that. It's already in the lineup.
I'm not seeing it.
Okay, you have to drag on down this way. There we go.
No.
Yep.
I didn't know it went that far.
It's okay. Just slide it on the bottom. It's fine. We got it, boo. We got it. Give him just a second. He'll click that. There we go. There we go. Technology. Technology. Look here. And I believe this is 34 for the set. I like to incorporate some of my crystals with this. If y'all have seen me place these before, I'm not going to place them tonight. Maybe Wednesday night we can do this because I really want to wear these on my nails. I like to place these with some of my crystals, and they're exquisite. My friend Alex that taught at the New Year's Eve nail art retreat, he uses this a lot in his work. His work is insane. They're absolutely beautiful the way he uses these. The back of them. So the back of them is already curved to fit the nail. Look here. I don't know if I can get close enough or not, but she's already concaved out. So she gonna sit just perfect on the nail. No space under her or anything. Now, I do recommend putting these on with crystal embossing gel. These are a resin type of flower. They're not porcelain, like an acrylic type, but not a nail acrylic, like a nail acrylic resin. All right, so put these on with the crystal embossing gel. They'll stick real good with that. Any other questions on these? Also up is, oops, I missed one of these watercolor palettes. Steeped in Style. Look at this. This has some neons in it. Steeped in Style. Girl. I'll leave her in the little wrapper there. I think y'all can see her okay like that. Then we have Releasing is our full, I dropped mine, and so mine are a little bit out of order. It's our full 36-piece liquescence. These are the liquescence creams. There are no metallics. There might be one metallic in here, maybe a gold. These are our liquescence creams in 36 colors. Highly pigmented, cosmetic grade acrylic paint. If you were in my class in Florida, I believe Trish is still here, that was there with us. These are so good to airbrush with. If any of y'all do airbrushing, you can see my backside got mixed up a little bit. Look, these colors, how beautiful. Look, I love this cornflower blue, purples. It's every color in the world in here, black and white. Yeah, waiting for your delivery. Girl, we had to unpack. We had to unpack and then repack it for you. So this is a 36-piece set, $248, hyper-pigmented. A little teeny drop goes a long way. You do this, I promise you. You might use up your black and white in here, but this is a lifetime set of paints if you take care of it. And I'm going to be teaching some classes on how to use your liquescence paints, not only in an airbrush machine. Would y'all like that? Do you want to learn how to use these in airbrush? But do some hand painting with these as well, okay? Yeah, look, airbrush is, that technique is old as hills, honey, for nail techs that have been around forever. And now we have something cosmetic grade that we can use with it, and that's safe for our clients' nails. Cleanup is super easy, doesn't fade. I do not sell an airbrush. I'll tell you why, is because none of the battery rechargeable airbrushes on the market, in my opinion, child, I would just soon throw them out the window going down the road as I would anything. None of them work like an airbrush with a compressor. I use the compressor model that sits in the floor. It's the same model. I have all of my students buy it if they take my casting class. Kathleen, Trish, Priscilla, if they're all here, they can tell you what a fabulous airbrush machine that is, and we buy it at Harbor Freight. That's just something, if you're going to take the class, it is required of you to bring, because it is spot on every time. There is nothing worse than getting, and I had this happen to me at a New Year's Eve nail art retreat. I left that retreat kind of feeling defeated because I'd been assured by a manufacturer, oh no, it's just because you don't have the right airbrush. If you'll get these, they'll be perfect. And so we bought those airbrush machines for our New Year's Eve nail art retreat. They were rechargeable. They were absolutely horrible. Some people's worked, some people's didn't. I was highly embarrassed, and I'm thinking, you know what? I could have gone and bought 4 or 5 of these other machines and just had them stationary that we could have all used. So there is nothing worse than getting a product that doesn't do what it says it does. And child, I'm done with that. I'm just done with that. Hands down. Look, Priscilla says, hands down, the best recommendation for an airbrush. When I do my airbrush class, I'll have that airbrush out, and I think it's $99, right around $100. Y'all go get you one. I don't make any money off that. That's not something that we sell. You have to go to Harbor Freight and get it, okay? But get your paints. Get your paints and be ready, honey. All right. Gossamer We have a 4-piece alcohol ink. Lord, watch when I shake. Now, this is already settled. She already settled. This is Gossamer Garden. Girl, look at her dancing. This is not an ink that makes marble lines. This is a halo topper ink that you want to use with other inks in your collection. Now, if you use this over black, you will get marble lines. Okay, but I'm going to teach you how to use this. Girl, she's so... It comes with the blue one. We have Pearl Meadow. Look at her. She's just sitting there like the bottom of the ocean. We'll shake her up. Priscilla says she bought the Liquescence Paints collection. They're the best that she's ever used and so easy. Thank you, Priscilla. Look at this. Green has a little bit of a, almost has a tiny bit of a blue halo to it. This is a 4-piece set, and then we have Pearl Aurora. This is a peach, but she has some raspberry pink in there too, kind of floating around. And with this, y'all know any pigment-based ink, these settle real fast. And we learned early on from our other pigment-based ink, which we didn't know and were not told by the manufacturer, these need a rehydrating solution. So guess what? We've included a rehydration solution. Why? They don't need it, but if you don't, look, let me show you. When we take this brush out of here, if we start doing that, all these little pigments went together around the top of there. And then if we get pigments in the thread, that keeps the lid from going on her super tight, and our solution starts to evaporate out of there. So if you notice you have pigments in the thread, you want to clean that off before you put your top back on. But just in case you don't get the top as tight and you notice that your liquid has evaporated, you've got a solution to rehydrate all of your inks with. Okay? 4-piece set, Gossamer Garden. Last but not least, I'm hurrying. Oh, no, not last but not least. Hold on, I got to grab my decals here. Girl, we're upping our decal game. She's got a new look to her. Look. Oh, honey. This is a 3D decal. This one is called Queen's Jewels. The Queen's Jewels. Super sticky, self-adhesive decal. We got some sapphire, we got some gold, some silver. Listen. Isn't she pretty? And these are actual acrylic decal. These are not squishy. This is a nice, crispy, hard surface decal. You can peel this off, put it on, put your little top coat over it if you want. Lay completely flat. This is called the Queen's Jewels. Next up, we have Bluebell Blossoms. Bluebell Blossoms. Let me get a drink of water. Oh, isn't she pretty? I'm going to get real close in there, honey. Bluebell Blossoms. And this is a little bit of that 3D decal also. These are very pretty. For those of you that aren't hand painters, we're trying to gear towards all of our decals being something that looks hand painted, that you can embellish with a little bit of alcohol ink or watercolor. Next up, we have cherry blossoms. Cherry blossom, and they're just that. They are these beautiful Japanese cherry blossom decal. And they have the sweetest little words on here. Love bloom. I love cherry blossoms. It's probably one of my favorite things to paint. Why would I paint it when I got something that looks this pretty, right? Flower notes. What do you use for product over the 3D decals? I would seal it with some metallic glaze and then top coat it. This is called, what did I say this one was? Flower notes. Excuse me. This is so pretty. Look, it has a couple of little plain ones here in case you want to add a monogram inside of there. Flower notes. Then we have silver jewels. Silver jewels. And this has, it's got a little bit of blue in it right there. Silver jewels. Garden wisteria. Let me give you a close-up. Look how pretty she is. Garden wisteria. We have lavender peach roses. I think these are really, really sweet. Let's see how close I can get you in there. Let that camera focus. There she goes. Lavender peach roses. I'm trying to hurry. I'm trying to hurry. I know I'm going to go past 8 by the time I swatch these jelly cat eyes. This one is a framed bouquet. This is probably my favorite one of all of them. It has a little gold frame. And these are very, very flat. Framed bouquet. I love these two. And then we have one more, which is very fitting for our bridal season. It's called Wedding Lace. Wedding Lace. If you're not too detailed at hand painting lace, don't worry. That's what we have decals for. Look at that. And this has a little bit of texture. Very, very pretty. Now this is all, I don't know if you can see, this is all one piece from here to here, and you just cut off ever how much you need for your client's nail. I think this would be very pretty in place of like where a French tip would be. Wedding lace. What y'all thinking of our drop so far? Y'all so quiet. You're so quiet. Isn't it beautiful? All right, let's get something so we can swatch. Lord, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. We have two cat eye releases, and they are both jelly cat eyes. This one that looks a little bit darker, this is our Velvet and Vine. This is like the rich regal colors, the purples, the teals, the blues, the rosy, and then we have one that's a little bit more, I hesitate to say neon because somebody's going to tell me, Miss Tracy, that's not neon, but it's not pastel either. It's between a neon and a pastel, and this is the Taffeta Tea Room. So let's swatch Velvet and Vine first because these are chameleon jelly polishes. Lord have mercy. Lord, honey, let me get my magnet. Let's see here. I'm going to get my 30-pound magnet. And I want to grab my clear nail tips here, just so you can see how jelly they are. Now, if these are one coat coverage, ladies, let me tell you, if you put 2 coats of this on, you will no longer have a jelly cat eye, because each coat you put on with something that's jelly makes it just a little bit more opaque. It takes that opacity up. Are y'all following me there? So first up, we have Belle of the Ball. Now these are $137.70 in the collection. They're HEMA-free, 7-free, but we also have the individual colors available. Belle of the Ball. You don't put these over black. Don't put them over anything, child. Nothing. You're going to put them over each other. Just over themselves. Trying to make a little spot here where I don't have something in the background of that. Maybe we do that. Tell me, what you think of the angle of the camera? Is it better than straight overhead? You know, when the camera is straight overhead and the nail tip is pointing towards me, you guys aren't seeing that. Lord. Look here. You can see the jelliness so far. And you want to put a nice schmoozy layer of this gel polish on, because her jelliness is going to show up when you use your magnet. Let's let that camera focus just a second. Girl. And I'm going to push, 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 push. Oh, honey. Look at there. That's her jelly cat eye. Oh! Let me cure this and I'll bring it right back out so those particles don't move. We just go freeze it. I know, Angela, it looks like 2 colors. That's why we called it chameleon. We didn't exactly know what to call it. So when you're pushing the cat eye is going to pull one color. The background of the jelly is going to be a different color. So you can see this is berry, and she's see-through, but the cat eye is purple, kind of like a purple blue. This collection is beautiful. Very, very pretty. Let's keep going. Next up, we have a Scandalous Sunset, honey. Lord. Did y'all like because the sun set later tonight? A Scandalous Sunset. I love this time. I wish we never changed times from here. I need it to stay on this time all the time, honey. I function better on this time. All right. To look at this straight up, it looks like an ugly gold taffy. Girl, no, wait, she's going to change color. Let me get my magnet. Miss Tracy, won't you stop? Look here. We're going to push her over. Push, 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 push. And now I'm going to come in on the side of here. We got a little blue. We got a little yellow. We got a little opal. We got a little teal. I know, Valerie. It pulls a double, sometimes a triple cat eye on it. This is their Velvet and Vine glass or jelly cat eye collection. I'm going to do something here. These flowers are throwing my focus off when I'm trying to work up close. Let me put this little piece of black paper just right there. I think that'll help. I'm tired of fighting with the focus on that camera. Let's see if that'll help. I had you at Cat Eye. Did you get these, Janice? Everybody that's shopping our sale tonight, can we say like a giant thank you for that? Y'all are just some of the best people on the planet, and it's not easy for small businesses this day and time. We fight, the thing we fight most are logistics, shipping, trying to get stuff in on time, trying to keep the cost of our product the same. I've not raised any prices since I put my product line out 3 years ago, even though we're paying double than what we used to pay. But I just haven't felt like I can. And you guys keep showing up and supporting us. So I want to say a huge thank you for that. Huge thank you. Let's see, I did bell up the ball, didn't I? Now we're going to do Wishing You Well. Wishing you well. Let's see if this keeps us in focus a little better. I think it will. This looks like a navy straight out of the bottle. She has notes of, you already see that. Can you already see the chameleon in that? Girl, quit. Here we go. Push this over. Push, 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 push. Now that goes to a glassy cobalt. We're going to go right over here. We're going to push that. Hold, hold, hold. This looks like a mood ring. Look. I'm telling you, your clients will love this collection. And again, just do one coat. Don't do 2 coats of this. A Northern Lights, yes. In the light we go. Here's a couple of what we got going on so far. You know what? We are really proud of our cat eyes because if you notice on all of our cat eyes, we have a lot of metallic that pulls through our cat eye. That's one requirement for me. For anybody going to make Queen Ladybug cat eyes, child, you better put double that cat eye up in there now. I don't want no little cat eye.
Angela said, would you use any of the cat eyes on top of another color?
Girl, I wouldn't use them on top, but I would use them side by side. Here's that one we just cured. Y'all have shopped this little Velvet and Vine collection. Some of y'all are in VIP and you shopped it yesterday and today because you got early access to it. All right, next up is Diamond of the Season. Oh, girl. This is a rosy pink, kind of like I would say like a muted quartz. Look, the moment you put that on and those metallic particles start to settle, you can already see that it's going to pull with that. Oh. Now we go right over here. Look, this is purple. This is teal. Girl. That is beautiful. We got two more in this collection. We've got an hair of entanglement. Oh, this is purple with some fuchsia pink notes to it. I love cat eye gel polishes because I'm a hand painter. You know, I do a lot of one stroke anyway. And one stroke needs foundations that are not busy. And you can get by with using these cat eyes underneath that. And it doesn't take away from the artwork itself. Look what she went to a bubblegum pink. With this really neon with this neon vibe going on with her. Look at that, how pretty.
Jamie says, are these going to stay in stock?
These are limited edition. These are a soft launch drop for celebrating our new website. So they are limited edition. Teal with Temptation. I think this is going to be my favorite. Look here. Girl! You know, because teal and peacock are some of my favorite colors. Where did I get my magnet? It's in our store. It's just out of stock right now. It's our 30-pound magnet. And I believe this was also, we put this in a beetle box as well because it's such a popular magnet. Look here. You see my fingers through there. Jenna says we may need to rethink it. We're out of room, Janice. We're out of room, honey.
Somebody said they think you better rethink that.
Look here. Look here. Oh!
They love it so much.
Lord.
They want it in stock all the time.
You want it brought in decor, huh? Megan said thumbs up. I can see this one like being gone. This is beautiful. All right, let's put that in. And can I show you real quick how I would use two of these together, just real fast? Maybe even, would I use three? I'm going to use teal. I want to use these two because they're contrasting. So I always put my lighter one, if there is one in this instance, on first. I keep picking her up, and she's a dud. Girl. So I'm just going to kind of split this nail down the middle. And I would do what's called vertical ombre with this. About half with that one. That is an air of entanglement. And then this teal that we loved. And just kind of let those join right there in the middle. So I kind of sort of have ombre already, but I have purple on my brush. So we want to clean that off before we go back in our bottle. There we go. And now with this one, I would kind of sort of push that cat eye just to the middle. And then just encircle her. we may could do something like a French tip. See, when we do that, we see the separation of the color under there. If we keep the cat eye in the middle, which now there's nothing we can do, we can reactivate our cat eye though. Let's dry our brush off and just right back over and reactivate it. When you want to use two together, keep that cat eye pulled into where the two are meeting. Here we go. A little bit there, a little bit here. That's pretty. That is beautiful. And in the lamp we go. All right, so here are those 6 colors. You can see the we do the actual samples that's shown above. We don't use any computerized samples on our gel swatches. It's the actual thing. Aren't these beautiful? I can't hold all of these, I don't think. Let's see if I can. Velvet and Vine. Don't let these pass. These will sell out very quickly. And even if we can bring it into core, it's about 2 months to have them remade and get them back here. And for beach, this is Screaming Ocean. They're all just really different. Very, very pretty. Very pretty. Velvet and Vine. I'm not going to top coat those. Y'all know what top coat looks like. Right? Now let's go to the Taffeta Tea Room, which these are going to be exquisite for Easter. And these will ship tomorrow, everyone. Taffeta Tea Room. We're going to start with Earl Grey Gingham. Earl Grey Gingham. I know when Hillary and I were working on these, she's like, well, Mama, do I list them as a neon? Do I list them as pastel? I said, I don't think you do either, because both of these are what we call crystal cat eye. Crystal cat eyes tend to look different in all kinds of light. In other words, they might look bolder outside than they do under like my studio lights. Watch what happens with this one, girl. You're not even ready. Y'all watching TV. Put your eyes over here, sister. Put your eyes back on the prize. Here we go. Here we go. Push, 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 push. Girl. These ones are very, very crystally. Oh, honey. And these make a beautiful, if you want to push that cat eye down, these make a really, really pretty, like a French mani. Put you a smile line in there. This is the Taffeta Tea Room. Pretty, isn't it? In we go. Now you see why we had such a hard time determining, is it neon? Is it pastel? What is she?
Aaron said, is this jelly too?
These are jelly too. Yes, they are, Aaron, and they're also HEMA-free, 7-free.
Are they one coat as well?
One coat. Now, if you put 2 coats, then that will be jelly. Let's do it with this one. I'll show you what it looks like with 2 coats. This is Orange Marmalade Organza. If you're going to do 2 coats, the first coat you would put on, you would not magnetize it. Or you could demagnetize it. Typically though, You would do one coat just like that and cure it. Let me go ahead and cure that, and we'll do a second coat on her when she comes out. Very Berry, voila. I use this one. Y'all remember the class I did that I used the pink cat eye for? It was this one. It was 3 or 4 weeks ago when I gave you a sneak peek. Very pretty Barbie bubblegum-ish pink. Now when we push her out of the way, look how deep the pink goes. If pink is your jam, honey. She is so pretty. These crystal cat eyes are beautiful. Your daughter's going to love that one. Yay. Now what happens if we forget and we put 2 coats? Well, this is what she's going to look like. Because you're going to have the tint of the natural nail under this, regardless if you've used a tinted base coat or a clear base coat. Our nails are not clear, right? We're going to have the color of whatever our nail bed is. Now we get a really pretty deepened color. Whoever asked the question about one coat, we get this gorgeous deep color, but it's not truly jelly if we put more than one coat. So you use it however you want to use it. But girl, look at that cat eye. She is singing, honey. And let's cure that one. Any other questions about cat eyes? It's very pretty. Trish, you could use it either way. Got that one, this one. Let's see, we did the blue one. Let's do the green one. This one is Poplin Pistachio. These all have taffeta names, by the way. That's beautiful. There we go. It's just very easy to work with these. Cat eye performs really nicely every time. Beautiful. This reminds me of kiwi fruit. The yellow one is called Lady Lemon Chiffon. Everybody needs a good lemon yellow that you can put with those. Remember when we did those royal blue lemon nails? Oh, child, our lemons could have been cat-eyed. Yes, a kiwi fruit nail. We did kiwis one night. We did dragon fruit one night. Not with these. Look at that. This is beautiful. Beautiful. This is called the Taffeta Tea Room collection. And last but not least, Blackberry Batiste. Oh, honey. Beautiful Easter colors, by the way. Look at that. How gorgeous. Let's pull a little pattern in her like we did the others. She pulls a double cat eye, look. Girl, she does. It's got a little pink in it. Very pretty. Very pretty. And that's the taffeta tea room. So we have 12 cat eye gel polishes all together. Y'all know we love some cat eyes. I love them because you guys love them. All HEMA free, all 7 free. Now, for people who want to not have to put all of this in their cart, we have a mega bundle above where we have one of everything. You get all of your gel polishes, you get your roses, you get all the decals, the liquescence creams, the liquescence oysters, the alcohol inks, you get the Marry Me Under the Moonlight, our new moon dust. We're very, very excited about this. You get all 9 mini watercolor palettes. Then you get the big watercolor palette that we showed. You get everything that we showed tonight. The retail, if you add all that up, is $1,063, and we have a 20% off code for you to use for that. It's over $212 off, I think, and the code is Garden20. Garden20. Look, I've already tried it. And it works, the code. Right? Garden20, and that's all capital letters. Keith, can you put that code in there for us, please? Garden20. Thank you, Megan. And that just saves you from having to add everything in there, and it's over $200 in savings. It brings it all to $800 something dollars. I knew a lot of y'all have asked for that. Thank you, Stephanie. Actually, Stephanie, we were talking, remember when we were talking at our trade show and you said something about our product releases, and I forget what brought up the conversation. You're like, I just need it to be where I can just click one button. And I'm like, that actually is a good idea. So yeah, it's a great deal for 12 gel polishes, $36.39 liquescence, 4-piece alcohol ink set, a 4-piece moon dust. You get the petite florals. You get 9 packs of decals, 10 watercolor palettes. It's a rockin' deal to start your season off correct. See, Stephanie says guilty. It's probably you that put the idea in my brain to start with. So she is there with that code if that helps you save some money. It actually helps us when pulling the order. I don't know if you've been in headquarters during a seasonal release or not, but we have tables out front that as Brooke gets the things, our barcodes put on, she takes it out and she organizes everything. So maybe this is the only thing you got on your order. Then when Keith pulls it, he can go out there and get this from its specific bin. But it's very easy to pull one of everything the way she sets it up for our seasonal releases. So I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody that supports us. Now, Heidi, are you still here? Don't go nowhere, y'all. If you weren't here when we got started, I want to show you what Heidi sent me. Is she still here? Yes, she's here, girl. Wait, I got to put you in a different camera holder. Wait just a second. Wait a minute, honey. Oh, girl. I don't want myself all up close in there. You can't take all that ugly up on somebody at once. You got to sneak it up on them, honey. Yes. Are we there? Okay. Let me move this over. So if you did not hear me say when we came live, Beetlebox has now retired. She is now the Nail Art Toolbox. It was time. She was outgrowing Beetlebox. And the main reason we changed that is because there is a Beetles brand of gel polish. I'm sure all of y'all know that. And we were getting confused with Beetles brand of gel polish. Everybody new that came into the Beetlebox subscription said, oh, does that have Beetles gel polish in it? No. If I answered that email once, girl, I answered it 100 times. And so it was time we had outgrown that. That's why she's now the Nail Art Toolbox. Beautiful packaging. Our new packaging is here for that. Beautiful. But Heidi sent me the sweetest letter and the sweetest gift, and I'm going to paraphrase it, Heidi. She says, Miss Tracy, since you have retired the Beetle Box, I made you something. She makes junk journals, and I commented on one of the lives. Oh, I would love to see that. She took the outer box of our Beetle Box and made me a junk journal. Look here. The time and effort and money that she has put into this is incredible. It's incredible. Heidi, I don't think I can use it, girl. I said I'm going to put her in a Ladybug Hall of Fame. And little personal touches that she put in. The whole thing is Ladybug themed. The whole entire thing. Let's see if I can get the camera so you can see it a little better. Whole entire thing. Regina, is it not beautiful? I cried. I cried like a baby when I opened it because I was having one of those days. You know, I'd had to dream about my daddy being in the house, and I had to tell Rachel, my daughter, and I was telling her what happened, and she said, well, Mama, sorry. She said, I bet it was good to hear his voice, wasn't it? And it was. And then this came. So thank you, Heidi. Look, she's got all of these little note cards that she's made and tucked in there. Everything is, it's just exquisite. The lace, I love it. I absolutely love it. And a junk journal, if I'm not mistaken, Heidi, is kind of like a journal that you can put your thoughts in, or things that mean a lot to you, or little locks of hair, or look, this opens and it's got all these little tags down in here. Like this, she had just gone above and beyond. Look. This says, nature's red jewel, create your path. It's exquisite. And she has all these little, just the little teeny touches like that. And this comes out of there. Oh no, that's the mark over top. Look at this one. Look at this one. It does come out, Heidi. It's exquisite. I just don't know how to thank you. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And then you flip a few pages over. She's got me some bookmarks in here. I'll put that in my Bible, honey. She has done, which I thought was very, very special, is she put the invitation in here to our trade show. And then she made this little pouch out of the envelope from the trade show. And look, she's got my logo on there. Look how beautiful. And this has all kinds of goodies when you open it. Look, this folds out. Heidi, it's exquisite. I know, I can't imagine. Did you track the hours that you have in this? I'd like to know. I can't even imagine the hours it takes to make something like this. She got a little envelope over here with some more goodies down in there. You didn't, you should have. I feel like I need to give you my Visa or something, girl. And then she has our original Beetle Box card. She mounted some of the labels from our Beetle Box. This is so special, Heidi. Wait till I show the girls at the office tomorrow. Child, they gonna have a fit. We have staff meeting every Monday, round the table, honey. They are just gonna die when they see this. And then here's more little things she's tucked in there. I just can't believe it. It's just amazing. You know what I'm going to do? I have lots of little notes that some of y'all have sent me. You just tuck it in something that comes. I'm going to put those in here, Heidi. This would be like my Ladybug scrapbook. And then she has a hymn in the back, Jesus Christ, my pride and glory. And then this one I loved. She's got a hymn hiding under that little vellum down under these mushrooms. Hillary's favorite is mushrooms. That's very, very pretty. Because you know what? There are days that we need to look back on stuff like this, isn't there? Yes, girl, there is. And then in the back of here, she's put me like a little notepad. It's just exquisite. I thank you so much, Heidi. It is absolutely beautiful. You are so talented. And she signed it and dated it. Look. It's beautiful. And then here's the back. She took one of our product labels and put on there. Oh, thank you, Heidi. That's very, very sweet. It's very sweet. You keep Christmas and birthday cards, special notes, put them in photo app. Yep. I got all kinds of little things over at the office. I just been sitting up on the shelf in the Ladybug Hall of Fame, honey. And I'm taking this to put in the Ladybug Hall of Fame over there. And I'll tuck some of that inside of it. Thank you. Listen, y'all have any questions about our release or our product drop that I can answer for you? If not, thank you to everybody that supported us. I know, Leanne, it's just beautiful. I know I didn't really do any art. I just showed you product tonight. It's hard when you have a product drop to do that. Wednesday night, we will start attacking some of these things and showing how to use them in detail, okay? The code is only good for 24 hours for that big bundle right there, y'all. Only good for 24 hours, okay? And that is Garden 20, and that's one of everything that you can just pop in your cart and use that code on, all right? Listen, I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.